Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. This is my green card story where we share with you everything about EB1A and EB2-NIW. Welcome back. Today we are digging deep, okay? We are going to be looking at the trend of EB1 and EB2 over a period of a decade and more. So we're going to be looking at the trend of total application, total number of approval, total number of denial, and total number of backlogs. So how has that changed over a decade now? We're going to be looking at data from 2011 to 2024. So you cannot miss it. Why are we doing this? Because we want you to decide that 2025 is your year. Okay, whether you're looking at applying through EB1 or EB2, 2025 is your year. We want you to be part of 2025 trend. Okay, so I'm going to dig deep into the video and stay with me till the end. Okay, so I'll share my screen. All right. Okay, this is my screen and I have everything out here. Okay, this is data. You know, they say data does not lie. Okay, so what has been happening since 2011 to 2024 and why should you apply in 2025? Okay, to my left is EB1 trend and to my right is EB2 trend. Please don't forget, of course, if you're with us on this channel, you know that EB1A, okay, is part of EB1 and EB2-NIW is part of EB2. So we are looking at the trend of EB, if you want to say EB1A, you know, inferred, and EB2-NIW inferred as well over the years. Okay, let's start from 2011. Okay, I'm showing this on Excel because hopefully I can be able to show you the figures, or yes, the figures on each of the graphs. So how do we talk about this? I want you to look at EB1 first, especially if you're someone who has met, 3 out of those 10 USCIS criteria for EB1A. So you want to look closely. Look at 2011 and look at this graph. Anything in this kind of blue, this deep blue, is the total number of applicants. Okay. And anything in orange is the total number of approvals. Anything in green is the total number of denials. Okay. And anything in light blue are pending cases. Okay, that's how you're going to interpret this graph. It's very, very easy. You can get all your information from this graph and from this video. Okay, so you share this video, tell your friends, let them see what has been happening, irrespective of the political atmosphere, irrespective of what has happened in the United States over the years. This has been the trend. This is the data from USCIS website. It does not lie. Okay, so now in 2011, we see that the number of application was, let's say the total number of application was in the 16,000s, or well, 17,000s. Okay, now compare that to 2024, over a decade later. See what's happening. You see that application has always, the total number of application has always gone up over the years, and more so around 2016. Total number of application began to be multiplied by two, so like 17,000 times two, we were somewhere around, you see, around 32,000 applications, okay, for EB1 alone. Okay, so we see that in 2020, on this channel we always tell you that 2020 was a year that a lot of things happened. Okay, and there was COVID. you know it kind of dropped a little bit, but it started picking up again over the years. So in 2024, you can see was the highest number of EB1 that USCIS ever got. So here we are talking about 40,000 applicants for EB alone, EB1 alone. I keep saying EB. I keep saying EB1 alone in 2024. So with that, you can look closer and see how application and approval, total number of application and approval, have been closely knitted over the years for EB1. Okay, we're talking EB1. We're still talking EB1. You see, it's the trend has been so similar. This graph, they have the same shape. You see, the number of approval in 2017 became like 27,000 approvals of EB1 alone. And of course, this thing went down a lot. Went down a lot. The number of approval went down a lot to 7,000 plus. Can you imagine? In 2020. Okay, so in 2023, it peaked again. A lot of people started applying, and getting approvals through EB1. So I don't know what you're waiting for. It's your time. Okay, so people started applying and getting approvals. You can see this is the figure. You see, about 31,000 people were approved in 2023 for EB1 alone. Okay, so now let's look at denial. What has happened with denial of EB1 and why? Maybe we can, we can make some inference here. So you see, the denial, less than 5,000 over the years. In 2017, it went up. So up almost 5,000. Almost 5,000. The trend has been, let's see, in 2011, maybe 2,000 plus. And here we see in 2017, 2018, it became close to 5,000 number of denial. Okay, so also I will tell you, the graph is self-explanatory if you look at it closely. See, in 2020, the number of denials were lower. But the truth is, the number of pending cases were going high. What do pending cases mean? It means that the number of people that they were attending to, or the number of cases that were being evaluated, was low. So those that were pending were high, if you get the maths. So here you can see that in 2020, 2021 was when we entered the time of lower evaluation from USCIS of this number of applicants or applications, and that also has gone up over the years. That's just the truth. Pending cases have skyrocketed over the years. You see, pending cases for EB1 alone going to 12,000, 13,000 applicants. Okay, out of how many applicants? Let's say out of 22 applicants, that's about half. So I'm just saying that that's over half. So I'm saying a lot of pending cases are there, but it's not going to deter you. It's not going to stop you from making your own case in 2025, if it's EB1A or EB2. All right. So that has been what has happened since 2011 to 2024 to some of these cases. You can take a screenshot. You can go on USCIS website and see more data. If you're someone that is so concerned about what has been the trend, before I even get into this thing, has there been level of approval? Has there been an increased level of denial? This will help you and inform you of why you should apply in 2025, why you should no longer wait. All right. Okay. So now let's go to our favorite friend here, EB2. Before we even start anything, is this graph, I am so excited about it, because everything we've been saying on this channel, it just comes here and reinforces it. See EB2 here, 120,000. That's where this graph is going. I'm not saying that's the total number, but if you look at it compared to EB1, that is so stringent, and so many people cannot meet the requirements. They cannot meet USCIS requirements for EB1. But EB2, a lot of us, we have our advanced degree, we have some significant years of progressive professional work experience, and we can put in our application today. Okay, because we have those things. And so EB2 number is higher than EB1 ever. It's I know a lot of people are trying to do EB1. It has current priority dates, all of those kind of things. Please, if it is EB2 that you meet, and God gives you the grace to wait for your priority dates and get an approval and be able to change your status, then so be it. Eventually, everyone is getting their green card, right? So let's look at EB2 trend as well. All right, let's look at EB2. Let's start from 2011. And don't forget again how we are looking at this graph. This graph, total is dark blue. Okay, that dark blue you know thing going like that is for the total number of application they got. So EB2 for those that their employer applied for them, or EB2-NIW that people applied by themselves. Okay, so I just want you to understand. Okay, so and the approval is the orange. All right, the approval is the orange. The denial or the denied cases are those in green, and light blue are pending cases. All right, a little bit similar, to EB1. Okay, but can you see that people come correct? People come correct for EB2. See how closely knitted these two lines are. The total number of applicants and the approval rates, they are so close. So over the years, people have tried that. At least I've met this minimum requirement, let me apply for EB2. Okay, rather than waiting for EB1. You see the difference you see the gap between EB1, the total number of applicants and the total number of approval. It's different compared to EB2. Here, over the years, of course, you can see the number. Here. Let me see if I can have that pop up as well. Yes, you can see the number here. Even till 2015, we are seeing number of um approval. We're seeing number of approval about 56,000 cases approved in 2015, and that kept going up. Okay, in line with the number of total number of applications. So total number of application 83,000, total number of approval 79,000 for EB2. Okay, so I love it. And we see there was a drop. Just if you would look at it, in 2017 there was a little drop. It became about 67,000 approvals. Okay, that went up again in 2019, just in line with the total number of application. The total number of approval also went up. What happened? In 2020? What happened in 2020? Okay, even though we can say that there was still high applications going on, the number of approval began to drop. The number of approval began to drop. And that is not, again, please, let's have it at the back of our mind, is not necessarily the quality of applications were lower. Is because pending cases were high, or were beginning to get higher. So compared to how many cases that were in the hands of USCIS, and those that they could actually evaluate to give approval or denial, it was lower beginning in 2020. Okay, people stayed at home. There were no enough hands to work on cases, and just many things we've spoken about in our videos. Okay, so that number dropped in 2020. Okay, that number dropped in 2020 and kept on dropping. Unfortunately, the number of approvals kept on dropping, but picked up again in 2022. Okay, and kept going up 2023, 2020. It has never gone as low as it was in let's say 2020 for 9,000 approvals. So 2025 is here. Where will you be? Where will you be on this graph? Okay, so I want you to envision yourself on this graph. Talk to consultants, talk to people that can help you. These two routes remain very efficient ways to get your green card to the United States. Okay, so I'm going to continue talking about pending cases. You see, it's like the total number of pending cases in 2021 alone was over 27,000. Okay, so that is being carried over. See, number of pending cases here is 57,000 in 2024. So that is telling you there are so many pending cases in 2024. If you made your application in 2024, you would know that maybe they've not even still gotten back to you almost a year later. So this graph shows that so many pending cases are with USCIS, okay, relative to the total number of application of 100,000 plus. 100,013 plus application. Okay, so but the number of approvals too were 74,000. That's a whooping sum. And then you have to be part of this approval by 2025 or 2026 with this graph going forward. Okay, we always wish you the very best. Envision that maybe 2025 is another time we are going to have like the spike in 2026. See the spike. See the spike. Since over a decade, they never experienced the spike, and you are one of them. Either for EB1A 2026, you see that spike, or EB2-NIW. You can never tell. So please contact us today. This is our YouTube channel. If you have any question, drop it under this video. How can I qualify for EB2 application? How can I qualify for EB1 application? We have gone through it, and we are here giving information, to you to also get your green card. I know there's so many things happening in the political environment right now, but but you can still make your application. Okay, so if you have any question about this data I've presented, please send us email, go on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram, we're on X, um we're on TikTok, or you just drop your comments under this video. Until next time, I remain Olanike, and this is my green card story. Please share this video with everyone you know that might need it. Okay? Thank you. Bye.